Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the teachings of Joseph. I'm Cindy Edison. I want to thank you for hanging with me over the past couple months when I haven't put anything out there. I've been going through this very personal expansion with Joseph that is necessary for all of us at certain times. You know, you do it your own way, I do it my way. Everybody's pathway is unique, right? So we have been focusing on, or Joseph has been focusing on with me, the choosing component of where we are today, and giving it to me in such a way where I could actually practice it and ask questions along the way. And that's what you guys are doing now too. So this is why this podcast is very pertinent to our timing of what's happening in our world now. So we are going to talk today about choosing an in alignment experience in an out of alignment world. How do we do that? How do we move beyond this mess that's being created and still love our physical experience here? That's why we came here, right? Our physical world is so beautiful and there's so much to see and do and experience, but they're making it really hard for us to even believe that these days. So we're going to talk about this, and this all has to do with this new perspective that comes with this new consciousness that we're moving into. The new earth vibration, right? That Joseph represents, that new earth vibration. That vibration is the non-physical vibration of the new aspect of us and also of the new earth, right? The new aspect of us will take on and create our new physicalness from that vibration as this dense vibration has created. We are creating it, obviously, from the vibration that's available to us, our bodies. Lots of denseness here, right? So we'll talk about that another time, though. But anyway, we are talking about vibration. We got to talk about vibration because we are universal beings, and the universe operates vibrationally. So we're going to ask you first and foremost to shift your perspective to a vibrational perspective. You have to think in terms of vibration moving forward in order to evolve with this universal shift. We are universal vibrational beings who operate by way of the universal laws, right? All universal beings operate by way of universal laws. It's, some people say it's the flow of God. Yes, it's the flow of the universe, universal God, right? When you focus within these laws or truths, we are what some call, in the flow of God. We are flowing with the universe as opposed to pushing against it. Remember, anything you push against, it's like standing on the shore with your hand up, attempting to stop a tidal wave. That's the power of the universal flow. You cannot buck this system. As Esther says, you cannot buck the universal system. It's really beneficial for all of us to understand it and live happily and joyfully within it, right? So this shift in consciousness is shifting us, the human collective, to the more expanded consciousness that is the vibrational timeline of the new earth. We talk about this a lot because Joseph, as you know, represents for us the vibration of not only the new earth, but the consciousness of the new us, right? The new human aspect that will live on the new earth. This is where we, as the physical aspect of our non-physical soul, the me of Joseph, or you of your soul, are evolving too. Our new aspect will take the physical form of the new earth vibration, the new vibration that has no fear, right? There'll be there's no denseness there. We'll be talking more about the new us as we move forward. But for now, it's enough for you to understand where we're heading with all of this. We have a lot to do in this body in order to consciously transform to the new one, the evolved us. So this is a pretty exciting time. So Joseph represents the evolved consciousness of our soul. And remember, all manifestations are non-physical first. And it's important to remember, too, that everything evolves. You can look around at your own self and see that. Look at our world, and you can see the evolution that has manifested over the course of our experiences in the physical realm. All the lifetimes we have all lived here, experienced. I say lived because that's kind of what we recognize now, but we are always alive, right? Because we are alive by way of our vibration, right? So we experience the physical sometimes, we're always non-physical. Anyway, we are universal, and everything universal evolves. So you say, and I say, how do we get here? How do we get here? You know, I ask myself that question every single day. When I see what's happening and I look at the chaos that's happening in our world today, I see a world out of alignment that is, of course, creating out of alignment manifestation, and that just continues to expand. It's affecting all of us at all levels of our experience here when we look at it from our current human perspective. Keep that in mind, okay, as we move forward. But the light that has entered into our awareness, this new consciousness that's available, that's offering opportunities to see and understand more of who we really are, is also causing the denseness, this darkness, the contrast to be presented to each of us, front and center, right? It's right in our face every day. Each opportunity, though, to see brings with it opportunities to choose. Okay? So here we are in a world of lawlessness, a world of control and deception, a group that has and continues to manifest situations and circumstances and reveal who we are not. This is what's happening, okay? The light is saying this is who you are. The denseness is saying this is who you are not. These situations and circumstances are manifested from eons of momentum building on a pathway that was and is out of alignment with who we really are. So let's talk about those pathways for a minute so you can see this thing clearly. So step back and observe for a minute. Take yourself out of the chaos for a second, and become an observer of this. And we're going to look at two pathways, okay? So Joseph talks about alignment all the time, as you know. Alignment, alignment, alignment. And this current situation is a big part of why they do that. You can always and safely assume that whatever they're talking about is pertinent to what we need at any given moment. Need, meaning it's a question being answered. And their form of answering is the offer of opportunity for understanding more of who we are. So the space of alignment is the consciousness of your soul, simply put. This space, this pathway, is the eternal pathway of your soul, the non-physical aspect of you. So on this pathway are all the desires you have vibrationally spoken about. Esther says, shooting off the rockets of desire, right? That's that you're vibrationally speaking to the universe. Joseph said the other day that you are calling out to the universe and your focus is your megaphone. I love that. Your focus is your megaphone. So get that visual. Really cool. So anyway, on this path are all the desires you have vibrationally spoken about and the opportunities to realize them in your physical experience are sitting there and waiting for our focus, right? Esther calls this the vortex, right? So it's the vibrational space that holds within it everything that's in vibrational agreement with the space and with you, all aspects of you, and of course your soul, who is the collective you. Your soul is an aspect of you as you are an aspect of it. So when you're not physical, you are your soul. You're always your soul, right? We always have access to our soul. You know, Joseph chose a lighthouse as their visual for us, and that's to signify that our higher self, inner being, if you prefer, our soul's help, the non-physical vibration of us, is constant and always there, guiding the way. You know, their light is always, always, always shining on our eternal pathway. They're lighting it up. All we have to do is look at it, right? So that's the space of alignment, the pathway to the new earth for each of us. And each pathway is unique to us. Yours is different than mine. Mine is different than hers or his, but they all lead in the same direction because they're all in alignment, right? They're all in alignment with who we really are, which is the creative power of our soul vibration, or as some prefer, the power of the God consciousness. Remember, Joseph refers to God as the collective soul. That's where we all come together. We all meet up. That's where our oneness is expressed. This is the universal law of one, or what Joseph calls the universal truth of one. And as an aside, and I'm going to say this a lot because it's going to be a big shift for us as our current humans, we are shifting the word law to truth because of the connotation the word law has in our third dimensional understanding. So I just wanted to mention that so you'll recognize it as we move forward. Anyway, so that's the space that God creates from, the space where our soul's perspective is creating from. And when we are in alignment, the space we are creating from too. And then there's the contrast. The out of alignment space offered in the third dimensional realm of creation. Just look around you and you'll see its manifestations. They are plentiful. They are plentiful today. So there's two pathways in front of each one of us, right? One is in alignment, one is out of alignment. This is a good visual for you to take to make these choices. Okay, there's two pathways in every choice, two pathways at every moment. Some call these pathways, the choice of love or fear. Absolutely. We refer to them as in or out of alignment. And one reason we do that is because the word fear itself is out of alignment. So we want to remove the judgment. We want you to shift over to your soul's perspective. And when you take fear out of the equation and you just say it's out of alignment, you remove judgment and it offers clarity for your choosing. Anyway, the out of alignment pathway offers opportunities to manifest, of course, out of alignment situations and circumstances. Anybody out there doubt that? Can you doubt that at all? No. It's clear to anyone who's paying the least bit of attention at what's happening right now, right? So from the spiritual perspective of this shift in consciousness and the way we're perceiving this whole thing that's happening in the physical world, is the out of alignment manifestations are, of course, based on everything we are not. Do you get that? The in alignment manifestations always reflect who we really are, because that's the space of alignment, and who we really are is on that pathway. Everything is in vibrational agreement with that pathway. So the in alignment manifestations always reflect who we really are, and the out of alignment manifestations reflect who we are not. So that's the base we're working from here, okay? Vibrational, remember. This is an easy way to look at this current situation. All the out of alignment choices that have been made and are being made every day are being made and really handed down to the population by those who are clearly out of alignment, yes? I'm not going to go into the detail. You guys know what it is. I don't have to do that. You can see and decide for yourselves. But remember, as you are assessing each decision that has been made for you and what you're going to choose, to include the truth, you have to include the truth of all circumstances as well. A lot of deception out there today. There always has been. It's just being brought in front of us for the reason of choosing. Guys, it's all about our choosing. So when you have a choice in front of you, weigh both sides. Which one is in alignment and which one is out of alignment. And you must include the truth of all the circumstances as well. There is always truth that is present. Always. Truth is always present. It's in the space of alignment, right? The truth is always, always in alignment, and it's always there. So you can always find it, but you can't see it if you are out of alignment, right? So for every choice you have in front of you, there's always balance. Joseph calls the earth plane the choosing ground for this reason. It's time for all of us to choose our own pathway, to choose our pathway. You're either choosing to experience this shift from an out of alignment perspective, or an in alignment perspective. Each pathway, doesn't matter which one it is, each pathway puts before you momentum building vibrations, thoughts, okay? Thoughts you're going to create from. Momentum building vibrations that are in agreement with that particular path. And ultimately, you will experience the manifestations of that vibration. Okay? Everybody with me? Keep in mind, too, that each pathway has unlimited tributaries that offer the same opportunities for choosing. And all tributaries are in alignment with whatever pathway you choose to walk down. So the in alignment pathway that will produce for you and offer the in alignment vibrations, thought patterns, that the things you are going to choose to build momentum from, they'll all be in alignment. And you'll go off on adventures, adventures because of your desires that are also in alignment. Everything is in alignment on that pathway, and your soul is clearly guiding you because it's effortless. It's fun. It's joyful. It's abundant, right? Everything on that pathway is all those things. It only takes your focus to stay on it. And the opposite is true for your out of alignment pathway. If you look at what we're faced with right now, it's almost like we're standing at a T every moment. And that's a good thing because we have the ability to choose. And now this new consciousness is sitting in front of us and saying, choose me, choose me, choose me. It's wonderful and it feels good. Even with the chaos, remember, the universal laws do not cease to work because there's a bunch of shit going on out here, a bunch of chaos and all that. The universal laws are still consistent and constant. This shift is happening. It's universal, and all universal beings are experiencing it. It's your choice of how you want to experience it. You get to choose that. We're all here at this time because we chose to be here at this time, so we could experience it. Remember, when the opportunity came up to be here during this shift, we jumped in, excited, and just raring for this adventure because we had our soul's perspective then. And then we come in and we pick up the dense vibrations and we have to navigate our way out. And we do that by way of the help from our soul and the help from our ego aspect. And of course, you guys know how I feel about that and how Joseph teaches about the ego. So we're not going to talk about that today, but I always throw that in there because I love our ego. Without them, we would never know when we're out of alignment. And it would be worse than it is. Can you imagine that? Anyway, this is a shift the human aspect has not experienced before. We have not done this, meaning at this level of consciousness. Remember, we are evolving all the time, all the time. You're not the same version of your soul's human aspect in this lifetime as you were in the lifetime you experienced 1,000 years ago. Look at the evolution there of the human collective. So that's the perspective we want you to have. The universe is constantly shifting and evolving, and everything evolves with it. However, the current human, right now, this current human, is on the precipice of this new vibrational timeline that's being presented, and that timeline contains, for lack of a better word, the new us. And that us will live on the new earth with no fear. So we need to walk out of it. Remember, there's no fear component in this new vibration. So no belief, no understanding, and no textbook teaching that was conjured in and taught from any third dimensional vibrational understanding does not and will not exist there. I'm going to say that again. No current belief, no current understanding, and no current textbook teaching that was conjured in and taught from the third dimensional vibrational understanding does not and will not exist there. There is simply no vibrational agreement to hold it. Okay? We're not saying it's good or bad. We're saying there's no agreement. Remember, vibrational perspective. There is no vibrational agreement to hold it. So this means any belief you have, any understanding you have, from wherever it came, doesn't matter, cannot go with you into this new space. You can't get through the door with it, vibrationally speaking. You cannot experience a vibration that you are not in vibrational agreement with. You cannot. Remember when Jesus said, "The devil is beneath my feet"? We translate that as, I have moved beyond the contrast, right? Cannot touch me. It cannot touch me. Like your soul does not experience out of alignment manifestations, right? Can't touch it. Can't touch it. And it's all done by way of focus. So when you're in alignment, you cannot experience or create an out of alignment situation because there's simply no agreement. Can't do it. You can try. I don't know why you would want to. You could try, but you can't. And the opposite is true too. You cannot be on an out of alignment pathway and create an in alignment experience. Are you guys getting this vibrational thing? It makes it so easy to choose when you get this foundation. So this is why we're encouraging you to shift your perspective specifically at this time to a vibrational perspective. Observe and understand vibrationally. This is a vibrational shift in consciousness. When you understand how vibration works and its role, and it's a big one, in our daily lives, you take control of the physical experience you live. Now, of course, this has always been the case, but now we have to include it in our awareness because this is where we're going. In order for us to evolve with this shift, we need to accommodate that vibration of the shift, right? We need to get it, experience it, and live it. And that goes for this situation too. So the question is, how do we create a reality that's in alignment when we're living in an out of alignment world? You create your reality from the space of alignment. It's that simple. The laws of the universe, the truths of the universe, again, do not cease to work when there's chaos, right? They work in spite of it. The laws of the universe are consistent and constant in all vibrational fields. Doesn't matter what the vibrational timeline is. They're consistent. You just have to choose to experience and accommodate that vibration and not push against it. Is it easy? Well, from Joseph's perspective, easy doesn't even play a role because the word easy doesn't exist because everything is easy there. So there's no comparison, right? But from the human perspective, no. It's not easy because we, generally speaking, of course, don't know how to choose love over fear in every situation. That's how we got where we are, and it's complacency, right? We've been bandwagon jumping for years, doing as the crowd is doing, not taking into consideration who's leading the crowd, and before you know it, you're living out of alignment manifestations, asking, how did it possibly get this bad? Complacency is not our friend. We have got to be conscious of our choosing all the time, but we're talking about now. Doesn't matter to go back and say we shoulda, woulda, coulda, as my friend Judge Judy says, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Doesn't matter. It's where we are now. So the time to choose is now. The time to consciously choose is now. So if you take on this visual of these two pathways and the vibrational foundation in them, it can be very easy. You can feel when you're out of alignment, right? Anything that's not love is out of alignment, and your ego steps in with the negative emotion and says, go back, go back, go back. You are out of alignment, and this is what it feels like. And if you don't change it now, you will manifest in your physical reality these feelings, and you're not going to like it, right? We all know that. This shift in consciousness brings a new perspective with which to create. And that perspective is the perspective of your soul and is the perspective of pure love. It's pure love. There's no contrast in this vibration, and you must choose it. You're choosing anyway. You're choosing anyway. Even when you choose not to choose, you're choosing for someone else to choose for you. You're always choosing. Remember, we are vibrationally free to choose what we prefer, and it's always better in every circumstance. My word, not theirs. It's always better in every circumstance to know ahead of time, right, what our choices are going to bring. And the one thing you can always count on, universally speaking, is the workings of the universal truths and the consistency of their delivery. You can count on that, and you'll never be disappointed. So choose to create an experience from the out of alignment position, and you can rest assured that's exactly what you'll manifest. And likewise from the in alignment position, right? Because the universal law of attraction, vibrational agreement, does not judge. It just responds. It responds. Doesn't judge you. Just responds. So you always get what you're asking for vibrationally. Guys, this is truly, truly the Great Awakening. It is the awakening of the human collective to who we really are, and the awakening to this vibration is what is moving the collective toward the new earth. These are physical times we've not experienced before. So do yourself a favor and allow your soul to guide you out. This is why they called their first book series, Allow Your Soul to Lead. We don't have a frame of reference for this movement. We're confused, right? Because we don't know what that looks like. And our soul is showing us, right? By shining the light on the pathway all the time. So allow your soul to guide you in your expansion beyond the realm of contrast and toward the new earth and the new you. We have no frame of reference, again, for this part of our journey, so better, in my opinion anyway, to allow those in the know to handle it. Let them play their role, and we'll play ours. And ours at this time is a journey of discovery, and that discovery is the discovery of more of who we are, right? No one can do that for us. This is a total inside job because it's vibrational. We have complete control of the vibrations that we emit, the vibrations that we choose, the thoughts we choose. Nobody can do that for you, and you will certainly manifest what you are choosing. It's your focus. Remember, your focus is your megaphone. Okay? So that's a good foundational starting place, I guess. I hope that made some sense. If you have questions, email us at info@theteachingsofjoseph.com. We love you guys, and we appreciate your listening to this. This is a journey. So hang in there with us. Ask your questions. We are here to help everybody. Check out our website. The books are on there. They are foundational. Allow Your Soul to Lead series, where Joseph introduces the soul's perspective for us. Follow us on Instagram at The Teachings of Joseph. I'm posting their quotes there every day. And if you like our content, please subscribe and follow us. Again, ask any questions you want. If there's something you want to hear, please let me know. We are here to help. We are guiding out of this contrast. And right now, we need to band together and create this momentum together. Remember what Abraham says: one in alignment is more powerful than a million who are not. And we are seeing that now. Just know that the balance of the love vibration is more powerful. It's more powerful. And when that becomes the dominant vibration of our world, we will live in peace. So, love you guys. Again, thanks for hopping on board with us as we set sail for the new earth. Yahoo! Take good care, everybody. We'll talk soon. Welcome aboard.